afternoon, evening flow, something lovely for you to come to perhaps at the end of a long day. So we're going to just move gently and freely and fluidly at our own rhythm. So the invitation in the practice today is very much for you to take things at a pace that really suits you today. If you have a couple of blocks, then have them nearby towards the top of your mat. But if you don't have blocks, that's totally okay. You can still practice without them. And of course, as is already indicated, this is a pregnancy-friendly practice, as I myself am journeying through pregnancy, but it's not specifically prenatal. So if you are pregnant and practicing with me right now, then listen to the wisdom of your body and feel free always to skip certain postures or shapes or modify whenever your inner wisdom and intuition tells you to. So we're going to start now on all fours, hands and knees together. And just taking your time. I know it can be really hard to slow down at the end of a busy day or to transition into practice. So be kind to yourself if it takes you a little while. And we'll just begin by really feeling the hands shoulder width and the knees hip width. And we'll start just simply moving through cat and cow, lifting the tail, the sitting bones, draping the belly towards the mat, and drawing the chest forward into cow pose, and then rounding back into cat pose. And we'll just continue like this for a few breath cycles. Allowing the movement perhaps to be a little more of a reflection of your intuition rather than needing to be regimented, needing to look a certain way. So that might mean that you really slow things down or close your eyes even. It might mean that you pause in a place that feels good to pause. Couple more cycles at your rhythm, your pace. The next inhalation, coming back into that gentle spinal extension, cow pose, little back bend. And from here, we'll curl the toes under, shift the weight back into the legs and lift the hips up and back into your downward facing dog. And here you might bicycle through the legs. Or sometimes if we wear really sturdy shoes during the day, it can be really nice to lift the heels, come all the way up onto the balls of the feet and open up through the soles of the feet. Finding what feels delicious for you here. Another breath or two. And on your next exhale, we'll step our right foot forward between the hands and lower the left knee down onto the mat. And this might be where you use your blocks, so hands can be on the mat, either side of the front foot, or you might bring the hands up onto blocks either side of the front foot. I'm going to use blocks today. And we'll just take a moment to allow the hips to melt forward and down. Draw the chest forward, gazing gently forward, shoulders sliding away from the ears, down the back. And on your next exhalation, let's shift the hips back now and start to straighten through that right leg, coming back into Ardha Hanumanasana, stepping the hands and the blocks back, flexing the right toes towards the face. And if it has been a particularly long, full perhaps day for you, then you might feel free to allow some of the exhalations to go out of the mouth, letting go of what doesn't serve you anymore, letting go of the day. And then we'll oscillate between the two shapes, the two poses, rocking forward, back into the lunge, and gliding back into Ardha Hanumanasana. And really taking this at your own pace. Some of you might be moving a little more fluidly than I am. Others of you might be really slowing it down. And maybe you even close the eyes here, so you can really feel into what's present and alive in the body, what you might be holding on to from your day. The body holds on to things. So noticing that and just allowing ourselves as best we can to let go through gentle movement and breath. And the next time the front knee's bent and we're back forward in the lunge, let's tuck the back toes under, lift the back knee up and bring the right hand to the waist. And from here we'll turn to the right, roll the chest open to the right. And maybe you keep your right hand on your waist, or you might play with the position of the arm, reaching it back or upward or even overhead. Or perhaps it's in constant movement. And then we'll release. Bring the right hand back down onto the mat, and now we're going to pivot towards the left, towards the long edge of the mat. And if you've got blocks like I have, you can bring those with you. So you've got a little base for your hands, toes turning out slightly, about 45 degrees, and then we'll bend one knee and shift the weight over to that side. And alternate, straightening that leg and bending the other knee. Side to side. Once again, choosing a pulse, a rhythm that is nourishing and wholesome for you. And the next time the right knee is bent, we can travel back round to the top of the mat. The blocks can come with us, and then we can step back to downward facing dog. And from down dog, let's inhale, glide forward to plank, and exhale, lower onto the belly. We'll keep our hands alongside the chest, elbows hugging in, and we'll roll through a few cobra poses here. And if this is not comfortable for you on the belly here, then instead of cobra poses, you might shift to all fours. Step the hands forward and take a half downward facing dog, a puppy pose with the chest and the forehead melting towards the mat. And if you're rolling through cobra poses, you might just take one more wave of cobra, and then we'll exhale and press back and meet together back in downward facing dog. And then left foot steps forward and right knee lowers to the mat. Hands on the floor, hands on the mat, or hands on our blocks. Allowing ourselves to take a few breaths here before we move on. I know, it's because we know what's coming next. It's so tempting to kind of impatiently rush on to the next thing. It's hard to slow down. Yeah, really acknowledge that. And then let's shift the hips back and start to straighten through the left leg, lifting the ball of the left foot away from the mat. Feeling into that release, opening all the way from the back of your left heel up the calf, past the back of the knee to the hamstrings, all the way to the sitting bone where the hamstrings attach. And as you're ready, let's glide forward and back a few cycles. And the next time the front knee's bent, we'll stay here. Lift the back knee. Keep the right hand on the floor or the block. Bring the left hand to the waist and rolling the chest to the left. Reaching the arm back, up or forward, or any combination. Maybe you're drawing circles in space with your fingertips. Whatever feels like a beautiful opening for you across the front of the chest and the left shoulder. And we'll release. Left hand to the block or the mat, and we'll travel around to the long edge of the mat on the right side. Bringing the blocks with you if you have them. Toes turning out slightly. And again, sliding side to side. And whenever I'm having trouble slowing down or feeling really kind of filled with impatience of wanting to, thinking about maybe all the things that I need to do, when I'm in the practice or on my mat, I imagine that I'm moving through liquid honey, really slowing things down. Soft, fluid, velvet-like movement. And just trusting that the mind will slow down and follow the pace of the body eventually, if we give it time. And the next time the left knee's bent, let's come back, walking the hands back to the top of the mat, pivoting on the feet, and stepping back to our beloved downward facing dog. Let's do one more lovely little lunging flow today. So from here, let's raise our right leg now, three-legged dog, but let the right leg express itself how it might want to today. So maybe you make circles with the knee. Maybe you're rolling the right hip over the left hip. Maybe you've bent the right knee and allowed the heel to fall back. Maybe you're playing with the leg in your space a little. And on the next exhalation, we'll step through again. Right foot forward, left knee lowering. And this time we'll come upward and reach the arms. Right hand to left wrist, take an inhale. And on the exhale, just gently leaning up and over to the right. Inhaling back to center. And again, exhaling, leaning to the right. Two more. Inhale, center. Exhale, right. Inhale, center. And last one. Exhale, leaning to the right. Inhale, coming back to center. And exhale, we'll release the hands to the mat. And then pivot our back leg, our back shin behind us. Turning to the left, bringing the left hand out over towards the back of your mat. Straightening the right leg, gently pressing the hips forward and reaching the top arm, the right arm, up overhead. So just a very gentle, sweet variation of wild thing. Breathing into the side body. And then to come out, you can release the top hand to the waist, shift the hips back a little, and start to turn and unwind towards the top of the mat, stepping back to downward facing dog. And then it's your choice, opportunity to really tailor the practice to you. So you might inhale, glide forward to plank, taking vinyasa, or lowering to roll through a handful of cobra poses, creating this beautiful wave-like movement of the spine. Or it might be something else. It might be a half down dog, puppy pose, or it might be a few more cat and cow on your knees. 2, maybe 3 more breaths. Playing wherever you're playing. And we'll meet back in downward dog. And the left leg can rise, 3-legged dog. See how this leg and this foot, these toes, want to explore their 3-legged dog on this side. And it might be completely different to the first side. Then we'll exhale, left foot forward between the hands, right knee to mat, arms reaching underneath asana. This time left hand to right wrist, taking an inhalation and steady exhalation as we lean gently to the left, leaning towards the same side as the front leg. And then inhale, center. And 3 more at your own pace. Exhaling into the side bend. Inhaling to return. And then once you're back at center, we release again and we pivot the back shin behind us, turning towards the right side this time. Right hand stepping towards the back of the mat, left leg reaching long, pressing the hips gently forward and reaching that top arm up and over. Maybe there's a moment here again where you close the eyes, a gesture of deep listening and respect, if you like, for the whole body, mind, temple. And let's release together, hips gently drawing back, top arm releasing. And traveling, unwinding, pivoting towards the top of the mat and stepping back. 1 more downward facing dog together. So if you've got a little bit more energy to burn through this afternoon, this evening, and you'd like to take vinyasa or plank, lowering to cobra pose or any other movement, go for it. And we'll gently lower the knees to the mat. And let's move into our seated portion of the practice today. So we'll shift the hips to one side, swing the legs in front of us. And let's extend the right leg out long. Bend the left knee, sole of left foot to inside of right thigh for Janu Shirshasana. And on the inhale, reaching the arms up overhead. And as you exhale, bowing forward over the leg. Hands can rest on the mat, either side of the leg. And then you might just see, listening in, would you like to stay here for a few breaths in stillness, or is it soothing for your nervous system to wave through the spine, inhaling, lengthening, lifting the chest, exhaling, bowing forward again. So choosing your medicine, stillness or gentle undulations of the spine with your breath. One more. Easy, fluid, peaceful breath. And the next inhalation draws us back upright. And then from here, let's keep the right leg out long, but now lift that left knee up, sole of left foot to the mat. I'm going to face you, but you stay just as you are. And then we'll just turn now, lovely seated twist together, turning towards the left leg, wrapping the right arm around the knee. And that left hand can be quite close actually to the back of the pelvis to help you lift and lengthen, especially up out of the lower back as you turn. One more inhalation. And as you exhale, you can unwind from the twist. Let's lean back on the hands a little and pick up that left foot, flex the foot and bring the outer edge of the left ankle to the top of the right thigh, above the knee, just at the bottom of the right thigh. And then we'll bend the right knee and bring the sole of the right foot to the mat here. So we've got this figure 4, outer hip release. And the closer the right foot is towards the back of your right hip, maybe the more sensation of release there will be. So titrating and finding just the right amount for you to be able to unwind and soften at the end of the day. And then we're going to release and switch sides. So we'll do both sides here. Outer right ankle to top of left thigh, bending the left knee and sliding the left foot in. Closing the eyes a breath or two here if that helps you. But if it doesn't, that's absolutely okay. You might just soften the gaze. And then to release, we can slide the left leg long, release the left foot, and we'll bring soles of feet together, knees separating in Baddha Konasana. You'll be still facing towards the top of the mat, that's perfect. And then we'll just bow gently forward over the legs here. Once again, choosing stillness or gentle undulations of the spine with the breath. Last beautiful breath here. Before we inhale and gently rise upright, and let's do that on the second side now. So this time it's going to be the left leg that reaches long, right knee stays bent, sole of right foot to inner left thigh. Breathing in, reaching up, becoming even taller, and on the out breath, bowing over the leg, releasing the hands. If you like to, you can release the hands to the ball of the foot. But I like to have the hands alongside the leg. It takes me away from my habit pattern of ambition and striving, which is for me, reaching the foot and really pulling myself forward. I think I do that enough already in my day-to-day life, so I choose not to. But you might love to hold the foot. Couple more breaths here. Stillness or gentle motion of the spine. And the next in-breath, we can rise, keeping the left leg out in front of us and lifting the right knee, sole of right foot to mat. And because I am starting to get a little bit of a belly, I'm going to keep my right foot a little distance away from my left leg, just giving me more space. But if you want to bring your right heel in close or step it in close to the inner left thigh, go for it. And we'll turn to the right, wrapping or hugging that left arm around the right knee, right fingertips to floor, supporting you, helping you to lengthen and find that natural neutral curve of the lower back as you turn. Last delicious full in breath in this twist. And on the out breath, we can let go. And this time we're going to open a little bit towards the long edge of the mat to close. Last few postures today, opening in an obtuse angle as we bring bending the right knee, sole of left foot or left heel in towards the pubic bone. So we're a little bit more of an open obtuse angle here, now facing the long edge of the mat. And we're just going to gently go side to side. Maybe you're following the waves of the breath, inhaling to rise, exhaling to drift over into the side bend. And if you've still got a little bit of pent up energy from your day, then you're welcome as you come over towards the bent knee to bring the hand onto the mat, lift the hips and reach up and over. Last one. Finding center and just switching sides, beautiful ones. Right leg out long, left knee bent. I'm not mirroring you, I'm sorry. So if you're a little confused as to legs, it's my fault. But just doing the other side to what you were doing before. And then up and over on this side. And again, maybe I don't need to remind you, but let it be at your own pace. A pace that suits you, and if it feels good to stay and pause and breathe, please do that too. We're all so unique, so it makes sense that we breathe at a different pace, move at a different pace, and that each pose is a slightly different expression depending on our unique anatomy, our unique body, mind system. Last one. Take your time to find your way to center, and then we'll finish together by reaching that left leg or the bent knee leg out. So we're in Upavista Konasana legs and just easing forward down the middle. And some of you will want to travel a long way forward between the legs. Others of us might just stay up on the hands behind us, lifting the chest and breathing here. And you might be somewhere in between, somewhere in the middle. We're going to just be here 3 more breaths, so see if you can stay aware of what's arising in the moment for you. 3 breaths, meeting whatever's present with that openness, without any judgment. And on the inhale, we'll gently rise, come upright, and you can support the backs of the legs, the backs of the knees, just to draw the legs in. And my invitation now is to give yourself a big hug. Wrap the arms around the legs. If it feels good to tuck the chin to the chest, then you can. Appreciating all of the efforts that you've made, big or teeny tiny, in your day, in your practice. And then you can let that go. You might sit in a comfortable cross-legged seat or any comfortable seat. And let's close mindfully together. Lift the hands, fold the palms. Anjali Mudra. And perhaps today, just joining me in the heartfelt wish that the benefits of our practice might extend outward to all beings everywhere. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. Thank you, beautiful ones, for sharing your practice. I hope you enjoyed, and if you did, feel free to subscribe so you know when the next practice is available for you to enjoy. Or maybe you share it with someone really dear to you who you feel might benefit from it too. Sending you all my love and looking forward to practicing with you next time.